Good morning and welcome to Namaste today, a positive way to kickstart your day. I'm your heartfelt host and the Sensei to Serious Joy, Christopher Witecki. This audio blogcast is for Tuesday, July 18, 2017. Welcome back, my friend and earthly neighbor. Namaste. After navigating the high seas of our feelings and emotion, also known as the season of Cancer, our vessel comes to some stability today. In today's Zodiac weather, I'll talk about how the emotions are now calming in preparation for serious joy, and a temporary yod points the way. But first, I'd like to begin today with the first part of a three-part series I'm doing called Masters of Emotion. This series is designed to help you with the upcoming new moon. Go steep yourself some tea, and let's have our daily tea time. Hello, my friend, and welcome to our tea time. Today's tea time topic is the first in a three-part series I call Masters of Emotion. Now, I'm bringing up this topic for a couple of reasons. One reason is I want to teach you some of the simple steps to mastering our emotion. Today, we're at step 26 Cancer. Tomorrow, we're at step 27 Cancer. And then Thursday, we're at step 28. In my humble opinion, as a sensei dedicated to people's serious joy, if you can master step 26, 27, and 28 in Cancer, you really can hold it together emotionally forever. So this is one of the spices and secrets to life, period. These three emotional steps. So in this three-part series, I'm going to focus each day on the step, of course, on the actual day of the step, so you can attempt to manipulate and come into this emotional security. And that's what this brings you. When you master your emotions, you are emotionally secure. Imagine that. Like, I myself am still going for it. The other reason I'm bringing up this three-part series is because we have a very powerful Leo season ahead. Leo is I love. So after human beings tour their emotions every year, they tour their heart. And looking at the cycles and circles of the galactic clock, this particular Leo season is amazing. The universe is going to be getting out of the way and supporting your heart's desires more than I have seen since 1998 and 99. So it's a big deal. Now, if you know the 11 steps to serious joy, you know that everything in life basically balances on our heart and our feelings. This month, we're working on our feelings. Next month, we're working on our heart. Not only that, because step 0 is I protect, step 1 is I love, and step 2 is I feel, everything we experience outside of our core has to go through our feelings as well. So if we can get our feelings mastered, if we can create what I call our emotional whoopee cushion, this emotional foundation that we can jump on like a bed and say, whoopee, then we will be setting ourselves up for an amazing season of Leo and great potential to manifest further. In simple terms, this is one of those staircases from heaven to climb out of the condition you were born into to a whole nother state of being. And it doesn't matter what your experience is, how learned you are. I'm telling you, if you apply these simple steps of managing yourself, you will feel on top of your world. And that's when you begin to law of attract the world you want. So today we're going to talk about the first master step, step 26 Cancer. And if you know any step 26 Cancers, you ought to salute these people, okay? Give them a bow. They are masters, all right? Masters of emotion. Now, let me just tell you, anytime you meet a master of emotion, they probably will deny it. In fact, most masters are always looking to improve themselves, so they never really call themselves masters. That's one of the things. They often call themselves a student, and that's a good sign that they are, in fact, a master. The ones that call themselves masters right off the bat usually are the beginners. Okay, that's what I've noticed. But a step 26 Cancer is an amazing person because they have the ability to process so much emotion. The 2, of course, is step 2, I feel. So everything they have in their life goes to their feelings. But then it goes into a 6 consciousness, a step 6, which is I receive. So you have an emotional person who has the ability to receive emotion from others, receive truth from others, all right? Receive gifts from others, receive donations from others. And that 6, that's really the number of Libra. These people are always looking to keep that receiving, that giving and receiving on a very equal balance. So this is an emotional person who gives and receives emotion very easily. They can go back and forth and rap with you and, talk to you about your childhood, then talk to you about this, or they understand how you feel. If you're feeling sick, they know you're feeling sick. These step 26s net to an 8. 2 plus 6 makes 8, which means having this capacity to be able to manage their own feelings, the 2, and to go back and forth with other people's feelings, which is the 6. This makes them a captain, step 8. They end up being in charge. They end up being in charge because they can make decisions, really good decisions, because the decisions that they make consider their feelings, step 2, and the balance of everyone else's feelings, step 6. And as a result, they end up being able to really shepherd many souls. So step 26 Cancers, they are heroes you find in little places. For instance, a party planner. Any wedding planner that's like a good party planner, it's got to be step 26 Cancer somewhere in their chart. They have the ability to keep the whole tone of the party sort of floating. Another example might be, though, like a ship captain of a ship at sea, which is responsible for everyone, the captain, the crew, everyone, the guests, everyone feeling like everything is smooth, no one's afraid, everything is going to be just okay. And I would say if you're the mother of 3 children or more, okay, you have been forced into this capacity to be able to manage emotion, feelings, and the balance of others. Now, applied to yourself, okay, which is why I bring this up in the biggest case here is how to manage your own emotions. This is part of what I call the whoopee cushion. In other words, this is one of the principles that you can apply that will always keep you out of emotional trouble. First of all, it's the step 2. You have to be in touch with your own feelings. All right, so there's no way anyone can master feelings if they're in their head all the time. You have to be in touch with your feelings. You have to know what you're dealing with inside yourself before you deal with anyone else. And that is one of the benchmarks of human maturity, by the way. People who take care of their drama and don't put it on other people, right? So you have to be on top of your own feelings. Then there's the 6, and this is what's really dynamic, which is once you're on top of your feelings, you must remain open, step 6, to whatever feels good at the moment. That means that to master your emotions at step 26, you have to be willing to go with the flow in each moment. That means you have to feel secure yourself and not rely on the world to rebalance you, but rather consider yourself more of an emotional surfer of life. If you're in a party of 5 that's kind of sad, maybe it's a lower tone. You go with the flow. If you are waiting on a table of a party of 20, then maybe you have to amp it up because it's somebody's birthday party. This emotional flexibility with encountering other people in the world, this is the mark of an emotional master. And you'll find in your life that if you can stay in your own feelings and go with the flow of what you walk across in life, you will end up appearing as though you are in command. People will turn to you and say, "What should we do?" And it's because they can sense the strength in you of step 26 in action. So I challenge you for your own little whoopee cushion development today to open up to what feels right. Open up to what feels right in the moment. See if you can just keep your emotions easygoing back and forth. And when you get to a place that you call balance, make a decision that this is your balanced mark. That's the 8 in the net. 2 plus 6 nets 8. And that decision of your balance mark is the first step in your 3-step whoopee cushion. You must know what emotional harmony is in yourself in order to create emotional security. So your challenge for today is to discover what that emotional harmony is in yourself, basically to discover that feeling of like riding on your bike or walking on the balance beam, and that emotional sensation of, yeah, things may be wishy-washy, but I am balanced. Now, given that, we do have a lot of harmony going on the planets and things throwing us off balance. Let's now segue to today's moods and your zodiac weather. This zodiac weather is for Tuesday, July 18, 2017. And my global forecast for planet Gaia is sunny and manifesting today. Step 26, Cancer rules the day, stabilizing your emotions. And the moon herself in Taurus seals the deal. Let's take a look at the planets. Well, friend, I am so grateful that we are finally coming to these master steps of Cancer, because it has been definitely a wavy and rocky season, has it not? But Sensei says, as of today, things will begin to really start to feel, and that's what it's all about in Cancer, how we feel. It will start to feel as though things are stabilizing. For one, step 26 rules the day. This is a day where it's time to decide and commit to what a good feeling is. That's the goal of step 26. So how you feel and what feelings you can open up to. Step 6 is what we can open up to. It's the path of least resistance. It is the path of total calm, total peace. And so today you will make some sort of commitment to what your peace is. That's not to assume you have that peace, by the way. We are emotionally manifesting. We are emotionally projecting. We are creating our emotional future. We are setting emotional intentions. So don't expect to necessarily immediately feel the emotion you are committing to. Now, on top of that, the sun is conjoining Mars. Mars is at step 28. Step 28 is I manifest. It nets at 10. And so this commitment today at step 26 of making peace, it's simultaneously carving out an emotional commitment that you intend to follow through in the next 2 days with. So we are really starting to feel like we're moving ahead, and I'll just say you'll be able to move ahead once you do make that commitment that you must emotionally move ahead, that you commit to feeling this peace, this balance, this sort of order. Now, ironically or probably not, Mercury, which is our thoughts, is at step 20. That means we're starting to think about how we feel. And Mercury is already up touring in the sign of Love and Leo, which means our minds are very mindful of our heart being satisfied now. You're going to start to see a lot more love radiance coming on the planet, particularly when we go into Leo next week or on Sunday. But today our mind is starting to chime in about what our heart really wants. And Mercury will be crossing the North Node in Leo in a couple of days as well, which means we'll be really coming to some clarity. More on that. So today it's being mindful how you intend to feel. It's being mindful of what your heart says you also must receive when it comes to joy. Now, speaking of mind, this is probably new thinking altogether because Venus is at step 15 Gemini. And although we went through a Gemini transit where we faced our boogeyman and cleared out our mind games, we haven't actually opened up to the new thinking. It's been the same old thoughts, the same old merry-go-round, the same old doubt. But with Venus at step 15, that says a couple of things. One, it says that our thoughts are finally stabilizing. And second, it says that we are now opening up to peaceful thoughts. So a lot of our emotional issues were not because we were emotionally failing to mature. It was because we were emotionally trying to grow and our mind kept pulling us back. Now here's what's most fascinating. Mercury at step 20 Leo, which is our mind on our heart. Venus at step 15 Gemini, which is us opening up to peaceful thinking. These are the 2 feet of a temporary yod that is only happening today and today only, from what I can tell. And this yod, of course, is an isosceles triangle, God giving us the finger, and the yod points into Pluto, which means that by opening up our mind to the peaceful thinking, by being mindful of our heart and moving into these new categories, this will be the official death of an old policy, an old law, an old way of doing business. And Pluto is retrograde, so Pluto is erasing old ways right now in preparation for the new ways, which will be when Pluto goes direct. So today we are officially changing, you could say, some of our own common law inside of us, the common law of which we live by. And this common law seems to be dictated by the emotions we commit to, how mindful and thoughtful we are of our heart and our feelings, and how open we are to feeling and thinking different altogether. How open we are to new thoughts, new thinking, different things to think about than the old poor me's or whatever. Now, the moon herself is in Taurus, which pretty much says that we solidify the deal. Emotionally, when the moon's in Taurus, whatever we feel is kind of manifesting into concrete terms. So we are very blessed, as far as I'm concerned, to be experiencing these master degrees, these last 3 degrees, while the moon is in Taurus for 2 of these degrees. So that means it manifests into sort of emotional concrete. And I haven't even said this yet, we have a grand trine in fire. With Mercury hitting step 20 in Leo today, it is now grand trining into Uranus in Aries at step 28 and Saturn in Sag at step 22, which means that by building this emotional whoopee cushion, by thinking differently, by being mindful of your heart, you are stepping into the passion of this new character that you've been working on for years with Uranus and Aries, and you are stepping in or toward to the story you were born to live. So this is a day where policy changes. This is a day where we officially elevate. This is a day where we move the story that really drives us and gives us passion. We move that chess piece up 1 spot. Now, for my personal Sensei subscribers of Serious Joy, I'm actually going to outline today in your pep talk where it is in your life that this change of policy is happening. In other words, I'm going to talk about the tip of the yod and how it affects you. We're also going to go into a bit more depth about building this emotional whoopee cushion and preparing for the new moon on Sunday. For everyone who is not a subscriber, I cannot say it enough. You might consider subscribing right now, because in the next 30 days, as the sun moves through Leo, I'm going to be walking my subscribers day by day into the buildup of Ground Zero this Sunday to Personal Serious Joy, the Great American Solar Eclipse on August 21st. You can try my service for 30 days for $3.99. That's enough time for me to coach you through this very powerful transit. Give it a try. Come on down to SeriousJoy.com. Also, I'll remind you folks that I am having a summer reading sale. The sale continues this week. You can save $40 on a 1-hour reading and $25 on a 30-minute. For more information about that, come on down to wateki.me. All right, friends, I hope you have a fabulous day today. Go out and master your emotions. Commit to what that peace spot is. I'll be back in 24 hours with more. Until then, remember, I love you, and to live, love, be.
Live, love, be.